What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update today, 2021. The next two upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package, which is part one, and the next stimulus package, which is part two, which these packages are probably going to be passed in tandem at the same time, but passed as separate packages. The next stimulus package is probably going to be passed through the reconciliation process, which is the same process the third stimulus check package was passed, which means that only Democrats are going to pass this fourth stimulus check package, and not a single Republican is likely going to vote on this next package. We also cover what is going on in the United States today, and there's a lot going on in the country today, as well as what is going on in Washington, D.C. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new episodes. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you can, hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. Okay, first up, the hacker group going by the name of REvil or Revil, however you want to pronounce it, has struck again. This time, it's affecting 1,000 plus companies. Now, the first time, it's debatable whether it's the same hacker group. Some people think it's been the same hacker group this whole time. But the gas pipeline hack, they got $5 million in Bitcoin. When they hacked the JBS meat production company, which was the same, it was the REvil group. Then that group, or that time, they got $10 million. Guess how much money they want this time around? Go ahead and take a guess. I'll give you a quick second here. $5 million the first time they wanted, they got it. The FBI actually recovered the money, or the majority of the money, basically whatever was left in the Bitcoin account. The second time they wanted $10 million. This time they want $70 million. Do you see a trend? More and more companies are getting hacked and they want more and more money. Yeah, not looking good. Yeah, my wife just said in the background, they need to figure out something. They're just going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Yeah, that's what she said, right? July 4th holiday, right? As you can see here, the ransomware hackers demand $70 million in Bitcoin, claiming a massive U.S. attack as the Biden administration is investigating possible Russian involvement. Yeah, not looking good. A group of Russian-speaking hackers have claimed responsibility for a massive ransomware attack over the holiday that hit 200 U.S. firms and hundreds more worldwide. It's actually being reported over 1,000 potential companies worldwide are probably affected and are actually shut down so that they don't spread this ransomware and this hack and prevent more damage. With the groups demanding $70 million in Bitcoin to restore the company's data in the latest debilitating cyber attack to hit the U.S. this year. U.S. President Joe Biden said agencies will investigate possible Russian involvement in the attacks. The ransom was posted on Sunday on a blog ordinarily used by REvil. Isn't it interesting that literally their name has the word evil in it? Yeah. I don't know if it's a translation thing or it was meant to have the word evil in it, but yeah, their name literally has the word evil in it. A major Russian-speaking ransomware group who recently extorted $11 million from the world's largest meat processor, JBS, after wiping out 1/5 of the U.S.'s beef production. The hacker group claimed responsibility for the ransomware attack, whereby hackers encrypt a user's data and then demand money for the key needing to decrypt it. Executed Friday, which it says has affected more than 1 million computer systems. The hack has affected at least 200 U.S. companies and shuttered hundreds of Swedish supermarkets over the weekend after the hackers breached Kaseya, a Miami-based IT firm, and used that access to break it into clients' systems. Now, the White House says that they are working to respond to the massive ransomware attack, and I think this time might be a little bit different. President Biden is already facing a lot of pressure, and I think that this pressure is just gonna it's gonna probably blow at some point. It's like a volcano. You can only take so much pressure until this blows. How much pressure can the U.S. take? How many times can this happen? This has happened in a short period of time. Imagine if we were able to look forward 2 or 3 years. I mean, is this just going to continue to happen month after month after month after month? I mean, do they just have a whole group of like 20 or 50 or 100 different people just sitting there in a warehouse in Russia somewhere, and they're just like looking for thousands and thousands and thousands of companies and government agencies and anything to hack that they can. That's just what they're doing all day long. Imagine the possibilities of how many different data centers and security breaches they could find until this is like forced to stop. And really, the only way I can see this is forced to stop is A, they're brought to justice, which means they're literally extradited, or Russia brings them to justice and tells them either to stop, uh, and President Putin of Russia says, you guys got to stop, or we're putting you in prison, or they literally put him in prison. And at some point, Putin might have to do that, because if he doesn't, we may have the full breadth of the U.S. coming down on him saying, listen, this is a national issue. And if you don't either bring them to justice or let us bring them to justice, then you may start a war. Okay. I mean, this is becoming a national security crisis. And I mean, in all fairness, it actually hasn't been that bad yet. Okay. Yes, we had the gas pipeline shutdowns. If you were affected by that, you're probably saying, yeah, it was actually pretty bad, Jimmy. But if you weren't affected like that, you're like, yeah, it wasn't bad at all. But and then we had the meat. I mean, the meat went up a little bit, but in all reality, it could be a lot worse. I mean, it could really be a lot worse. If you actually think of some of the scenarios that could happen, not even going to go through them, but there are scenarios that could be a lot worse. And I fear that we're going to see some of them in the near future. And honestly, these hackers are probably just trying to hack anything they can. So if you think about it, they're just looking for any type of vulnerability that they can get. And there's millions and millions and millions of possibilities, especially because we're talking mostly about private companies, and a lot of private companies are all about, hey, they don't even have security teams, right? So I fear that this is going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. And there's honestly, you can let me know if you disagree. There's a chance that this could lead us to war, because right now Russian President Putin does not want to agree or do anything at all. His number one stance right now is, show me the proof. Show me the proof. Prove it that they're doing it. So that's like his number one response right now. So his number one response isn't like, hey, let me help you guys out. I don't want this to happen to you either. So, and honestly, I think that at some point in the future, we could see the US doing the same thing back to them if we don't see them cooperate. So let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments, because this is quickly getting worse and worse and worse. It's now more than just a 1 or 2 time thing. This is now becoming a habit, happening over and over and over and over, and it's probably going to continue happening. We are just starting to see the beginning stages of the push for what is going to be in the next stimulus package. Progressive Democrats are starting with, remember, there's about 20 different items that they're currently negotiating on for what is going to be in the next stimulus package. There's about 20, maybe even a little bit more, different items of what will be in the next stimulus package, known as the American Families Plan. Current possibilities, and I think a lot of these are going to make it in the next stimulus package, could be or will include a fourth stimulus check, a possible monthly recurring stimulus check, The two current plans that Democrats want to include in this next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, the bill from the Senate by Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren, that is also backed by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senate Budget Chairman Senator Bernie Sanders, the two most powerful people in the Senate at the moment, is for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks that would go until the pandemic is declared over. There is a lot of big names behind this particular bill. The other big name bill from the U.S. House of Representatives is backed by Democratic Representative Rashida Tlaib and also, more importantly, Democratic Progressive Chairman Pramila Jayapal, who's the leader of the Democratic Progressive Caucus, which is like half of all the Democrats in the House of Representatives, that calls for a $2,000 one-time stimulus check, then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments that would go until a minimum of 1 year after the pandemic is declared over. So a bare minimum of 12 monthly payments. This alone is backed by, and Pramila Jayapal is one of the leaders in the House. In fact, a lot of people consider her more of a leader right now at this particular moment than House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi has been very quiet as of late. She has not been very vocal about anything lately. She's kind of pops her head in and then she seems to be gone for a few weeks. She's mostly been led by Democratic Representative Pramila Jayapal, and she is the co-author of this bill and also the leader of the Democratic Progressive Caucus. Also, I want to address two things really quick. One, I did a video about there's a CNN article going around that no, there won't be a fourth stimulus check. And I'll link you to that video where I kind of discuss that. But number one, that is an opinion piece. Even Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi cannot say that yes or no, there will be or there won't be a fourth stimulus check in the next package. Anybody who tells you yes for certain there will be a fourth stimulus check or no for certain there will be a fourth stimulus check, they would be lying to you. Okay, even I cannot tell you for certain yes or no. Even Bernie Sanders cannot tell you for certain yes or no. Even President Biden, well, maybe President Biden, because if he wanted to say no, he could veto it. By the way, there's another rumor going out there right now that President Biden said there will be no fourth stimulus check in the next package. That's completely fake news. President Biden did not say that. 100% fake. I don't know if that's if there's something going on around about that, but if anything, President Biden has said nothing but positive things about another stimulus check. In fact, President Biden was just at the G7 World Conference and actually convinced other G7 world leaders to actually pass more economic stimulus packages for all the G7 conferences until the end of the year. So not only the US will continue to pass stimulus packages for the end of the year, but all the G7 countries agreed to continue to pass a stimulus so that the world economy will continue to be helped for the rest of the year. Not only the US, and all these countries' dollars will not be devalued, and the world economy will continue to be helped. So not only is economic stimulus going to be passed in all these countries until the rest of the year at the bare minimum, but President Biden himself has says that the weak jobs report in both April and May makes it clear the need for more stimulus, and that he's open to a fourth stimulus check, apparently, and that he's happy to hear about a range of ideas on the economy, including more checks with a plural there, and that if Congress wants to include a stimulus check in the next package, that they can do so. And we know that Congress wants to include stimulus checks in the next package. We have over 100 different congressmen and congresswomen, over 80 of them. I think it's over 100 now just from the House of Representatives alone. And over half of the Democrats in the Senate alone not only want a single stimulus check, but actually want monthly recurring stimulus checks to be included in this next package, including Senator Bernie Sanders and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, where they're going to be figuring out what exactly is going to be included in this next package. There's a lot of support for the next stimulus check and the next multiple stimulus checks. separate from the child tax credits, they also want to extend the child tax credit checks that are monthly checks of $250 to $300 that are going to start in about 8 days for the on July 15th. Those are only passed for 1 week on July 15th, and they're only passed for 1 year. And they want to extend those until 2025 or permanently in this next package. So those monthly checks they want to extend as well. But a lot of Democrats want to pass monthly checks for everybody else, in addition to not just only people that qualify for having children. So there's a lot of pressure from Democrats to include these checks in this next package. And as we talked about, there's $1 trillion or more after they use $600 billion for this next infrastructure package of stimulus money that is already passed and already approved, of unused stimulus money that they can use for these next round of stimulus checks. Now, this next stimulus package is going to be a lot more than $1 trillion. We don't know the exact amount yet, but it's going to be anywhere from probably $2 to $4 trillion. So it's going to be more expensive than the physical infrastructure package. There's going to be a lot in there, and they're already starting to kind of negotiate of what is going to be in there. Remember, there's a possible forced stimulus check, possible child tax credit monthly checks extension till 2025 or permanently. They're talking about Medicare extra benefits, hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids. Senator Bernie Sanders says about 75% of seniors do not have these benefits. They're also going to talk about lowering the Medicare eligibility age down to age 60 or age 55. There are also 3 or 4 different plans to raise Social Security benefits for everybody on Social Security, VA, railroad benefits, SSI, SSDI, everybody under the main Social Security umbrella benefits. 3 or 4 different proposals to raise their benefits. There's also talk about 2 years of free preschool, 2 years of free community college, student loan debt forgiveness, up to $25,000 in home buyer credits. There is a lot in this next package. I'm probably actually forgetting about half of them. There's about 20 different items to be included in this next package. And the push is now just starting underway for, remember that we're going to see like a big flurry of push here right before they write the bill. And remember, things can be negotiated up until the day they pass it. In fact, the third stimulus check package was passed in the House. It went to the Senate and then they changed it. And they actually added in that $10,200 unemployment benefit in the Senate. It wasn't even in the House bill. So they can change things even after it's passed in one of the House or the Senate. Progressives right now are just now ramping up their campaign to add these Medicare expansions into this stimulus package. As you can see here, progressives are ramping up their push to expand Medicare in an upcoming legislative package, the next stimulus package, with the goal of lowering the eligibility age and adding new benefits. The Congressional Progressive Caucus, that is the one that is led by Democratic leader Pramila Jayapal, has made its case to the White House counselor Steve Ricchetti in a meeting on Tuesday, saying they want eligibility to kick in at 60 instead of age 65 and add coverage to extend dental, vision, and hearing. Senator Bernie Sanders is also vocally pushing the group's proposals, saying too many seniors, quote, can't chew their food properly because they don't have dental coverage. But the campaign faces headwinds from a slew of health care priorities competing for a limited amount of dollars, as well as concerns from the industry and moderate Democrats who worry about lowering the Medicare eligibility age. So this next part is actually going to be exciting, where we're going to be finding out what is going to be in this next stimulus package. And honestly, I have a very good feeling that whatever doesn't make it into this next package has a pretty good shot of making it into the next package. Remember, the Democrats get a whole new set of reconciliation cards, which means about 2 to 3 more reconciliation cards for the next fiscal year, which is in about 2.5 months from now. So they'll get a whole nother round of reconciliation cards that they can pass again. That means passing packages without Republicans. They can always pass bills with Republicans, but Remember, the third stimulus check package, not a single Republican voted for. The fourth stimulus check package, they're expected to vote for without Republicans. So whenever the fifth stimulus check package comes around, if Republicans aren't on board, they can pass that without Republicans. So it's good, not that Republican or Democrat, it's just that it's good for Americans, it's good for us. We need to continue to have more help because this economic recovery is likely going to take 2 or 3 or 4 years. 2008, 2009, it took 4 to 5 years, and that was without a virus. And that's us being optimistic that it's going to take less time than last because they're passing all this stimulus. So the good news is that we're going to likely see several more packages on the way, and they have about a year or so to pass more packages until the next midterm elections. So we could see 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more packages until then. So I will keep you up to date with everything. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribing is completely free. After subscribing, click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live with new videos. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. This bottom video is about stimulus checks that are going out in July, August, and September. And this video is how I address the CNN article that there won't be a forced stimulus check. If you haven't clicked this, if you haven't watched that yet, watch that next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.